It is Memorial Gymnasium. Yes, it is muggy inside because we got a great crowd on hand to watch the Indiana Juniors and the Indiana Seniors, both the girls and boys, on the ISC Sports Network. Today's game presented in part by Coca-Cola of Kokomo. Proud to be a part of Kokomo since 1907. By Duke Homes, many promise, we deliver. By the Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know. By Forum Credit Union, helping people live their financial dreams for over 80 years. Visit forumcu.com. By the Indy 11, the world's game, Indiana's team. Get your tickets at indy11.com/tickets. By Lee Company, Indiana's largest school equipment supplier. And by the Pearson Automotive Tennis Center, 8 year-round world-class indoor courts in Zionsville. Alongside Rob Moorhead, my name is Greg Rakestraw. Thank you so much for joining us on the ISC Sports Network. For the Indiana Seniors, it is their first of 3 games in 4 days. For the Indiana Juniors, for some, their second game of the week. For others, their only. Rob, like myself, we grew up or live in close proximity to the Ohio River. We know it's like the other state on the other side of that river. Indiana versus Kentucky is a big deal for a lot of people.
No question about it, Rake. And the All-Star games have significant history. It's always a lot of fun when Indiana and Kentucky square off. And credit to Mike Broughton, game director, for this whole week of activities that's going on to get these girls and guys ready to take on Kentucky and try to keep the winning streak alive against the Bluegrass State. And Greg, credit to ISC Sports for bringing the coverage all week long of this All-Star Week activity.
Well, let's get you the starting lineup for the Indiana Juniors. Mostly the same as they were in a throttling of Kentucky on Sunday afternoon. One change, Brooke Winchester is also part of the core 6 of this group. She is in for Addie Baxter, joined by Maya Makaleski, Meredith Tipner, Monique Mitchell, and Jayla Lampley. And Rob, you saw Jayla in the 4A championship game. LC is locked and loaded. It's been a good week for the Lampleys already. Jayla trying to do it again here on this Wednesday night.
No doubt about it. What a talent she is, Rake, and somebody's going to get a fantastic player. She's undecided on her college choice, has plenty of time to make that decision, but wow, I'm looking forward to seeing Jayla in action again tonight.
Other player that is playing just in this game is on your screen now, and Avery Gordon from Brownsburg. She's going to head to play at Purdue in a year. She is a fantastic player, and at 6'6", she is very tough to stop. Now let's introduce you to the Indiana Senior All-Stars, our first chance to see them in terms of starters for tonight's game. Miss Basketball, Chloe Spreen, headed to Alabama. Jordan Poole, that's going to stay in-state and play at Purdue. Reagan Wilson headed to Iowa State. Julianne Woodard heading to Michigan State. And Faith Wiseman headed to IU. So literally 5 major Division I talents will take to the floor for head coach Andy McGuire this week.
Again, just a load of talent on this ball club, Greg. And when you talk about kids that are going to high major conferences like that, high major programs, it speaks well for the state of Indiana, for the talent that is being produced here. And Greg, I don't think women's basketball has been at a higher point in popularity in Indiana, with Caitlin Clark joining the Indiana Fever and the WNBA. Great to see them selling out the field house and the backing that she has. And who knows, might be some future teammates or else opponents in the WNBA that we'll see on the floor here tonight.
Well, this coaching staff has all coached in a state championship game at Gamebridge Fieldhouse in the past. Andy McGuire took Zions there in 2018. He has stepped down as the head coach at Zionsville. It's kind of a quasi-retirement send-off for him. Lauren Votaw was the head coach of last year's state champ in Fishers. And Jason Simpson, who you and I both know of his days at Greensburg, he had a runner-up team a handful of years ago, ran into the law firm of Layden and Bostic here from Howard County in Northwestern. But again, 3 coaches that have been there and done that certainly earned the right to coach the senior squad this week.
And Jason spent some time on Stacy Meyer's staff on the boys' side at Greensburg as well years back, and we know the success Stacy had with Greensburg getting a couple of state championships on the boys' side. So very solid experience from the coaching staff here, Greg, and you know how much it means to these coaches to get asked to be a part of this program and asked to be a part of the All-Star experience. And I hear Aaron Garrett still talk about it frequently as just a fantastic experience for him from Batesville when he was on the All-Star coaching staff a few years ago.
You will always hear a particular kind of cheer for players that are local. The buzz you just heard was for Allie Harness that plays locally at Carroll of Flora, not far from Kokomo. So Allie has a good crowd here to support her. Maybe the biggest support group we have seen is the teammates of Reagan Wilson of Noblesville. There is a pack behind the basket of T-shirt wearing Indiana number 3s. That's Reagan, who was part of a Noblesville State Championship team a couple of years ago.
And how cool for Reagan to see her teammates out supporting her and her community out supporting her like that, Rake. And she's getting introduced right now, and you hear that roar from the stands right above the basket to our left.
Numbers 1 and 2, of course, are reserved for specific players. The runner-up and then Mr. or Miss Basketball, Jordan Poole. 17 points a game at Snyder this past year, going to play for Katie Geralds at Purdue. And then Chloe Spreen, she was part of a state championship team last year at Bedford North Lawrence. Miss Basketball on her way to play in the SEC at Alabama. So there you go, your junior and senior All-Stars. Let's now reference our officials for tonight's contest. They are brought to us by Andrew Prince Realty. Whether it's buying, selling, renting, or even investing when it comes to real estate, Andrew Prince with Century 21 Sheets here to help. Call 317-883-7575 or online, prince.indyhomehunt.com. Thank you to Kieta Bryson, Shane McConaughey, and Justin Markley handling our three-man crew for tonight's contest. Rob, final thoughts before this one goes live?
Well, Rake, as we were talking a little while ago off the air, with that encyclopedia of a mind that you have when it comes to many things, but high school sports included, you're telling me you think this is a 50-50 ball game here between the juniors and seniors that we're getting ready to roll with?
It's a solid senior class. I think it is a spectacular junior class. I think this may be one of the best games we see all week. So again, like we said, we rattled off the 5 colleges where the starters are going to. I'm not sure if that carries over once you kind of get past that point for the Indiana seniors. It's a very deep junior class.
Well, you've got juniors that are going Baxter to Butler, Makaluski to Indiana, Reynolds to Purdue, and Winchester to Ball State, Gordon to Purdue. You've got a lot of top colleges there from this junior class of those that have decided.
Wiseman tips it to Winchester. We're underway again. The juniors in blue, the seniors in white. Tipner and Wilson, the Noblesville teammates, will battle it out. Lampley on the rebound, couldn't get it to go, and now Poole will lead the break. Wiseman
nice
runs
pass.
The floor. Always reward at the big for running the floor. First bucket of the game goes to the seniors.
No doubt about it. Great job by Faith Wiseman. Better job even by Jordan Poole on the vision. There's a quick dump inside. Brooke Winchester gets the juniors on the board.
Again, Winchester, who is a three-point specialist in the 111-76 victory against Kentucky on Sunday afternoon, gets the first basket of the game for the juniors. Poole from 15 splashes it home.
I like the way Poole handles the basketball, Greg. Played for Reggie Tharp at Fort Wayne Snyder. Purdue's going to get a good one.
It was a Purdue team that finished in the WNIT this past season. Makaluski made 4 threes in 2 minutes in the second half against Kentucky, and she scored 23 points in that 35-point win on Sunday afternoon. And her older sisters completed her first year at Butler. The Splash Sisters, as they were known in their days together at Hamilton Southeastern. Wilson fires a 3. That does not go, and Lampley tracks down the loose ball, and Makaluski good at the 3, but missed the layup. A break for the Indiana seniors.
Nice look ahead there by Lampley, finding Makaluski running the court. Unfortunately, Makaluski couldn't get herself gathered to go up and knock that one in.
It's 8.5 minutes left to go in the opening quarter. Good crowd already on hand at the Memorial Gymnasium. Wilson's jump shot does not go, but that's what Julian Woodard does. Just hangs around the glass. Big fan of her game. Got to see Jennings County play in the Hall of Fame Classic this past year. Got past BNL in the regular season. Couldn't duplicate that in the sectional.
Yeah, that's a tough matchup. That's a tough sectional, but nice to see Woodard on the left hand inside there. Stick with it.
Turnover committed by the Indiana juniors.
You know, Rake, in an all-star game, sometimes you don't see a lot of defense. They're going to play defense here tonight. I don't think there's any question. These guys are going to compete. It's going to help the Indiana senior girls getting ready for Kentucky.
Well, frankly, I can tell you this. They play defense on Friday and Saturday. Because, again, that is not coached or thought of as your typical all-star game. That's more of a playoff game when those two states get together.
Nice
Here's
move.
Spreen, the blow-by, and missed it. Lampley able to maintain her balance, so both teams have left an easy bucket at the rim so far. 3, wing, no. Crash by Makaleski, couldn't hang on to it. Now Poole will lead the break. Fine Woodard.
I like the idea by Poole, Rake, but she's got great court vision. I'm not sure that Woodard saw that pass coming, and Poole led her just a bit much as we have some substitutions coming in.
So Reynolds is in for the Indiana juniors. Of course, the third of the Reynolds sisters. Older two playing at Purdue. Of course, played for mom and dad at South Bend, Washington. Once the sisters graduate, then it's about the boys that start to filter through Washington. And there is a made jump shot by Lampley. And when she is doing that, look out.
No doubt. Great touch. Good defense by the juniors. Kira Reynolds getting over on the block shot.
Addie Baxter will run the point. Lampley fires a three that does not go. She's capable of making that, streaky in that shot. Spreen does not get the roll. Had a chance to talk to Chloe yesterday at practice at Marion University. She, like a lot of these senior players, have already spent time on their college campus, so she was down in Tuscaloosa, came back for this week, and will head right back to Tuscaloosa on Sunday to rejoin her teammates getting ready for SEC play.
You got to love that, and it also shows you what the Indiana All-Star experience means and being Miss Basketball.
Good find in the corner. Tipner will take the contested 15-footer and miss it. And you nailed it, Coach. A high level of defense being played so far.
They're getting after it.
Not many in the way of uncontested jump shots. Woodard creates space. Couldn't get that one, and Spreen. Here's Baxter. Again, she's going to play for Austin Parkinson at Butler a year from now. Winchester, no. But Reynolds involved in the hustle points early. Couldn't hang on to it. Pair of subs await for the seniors. Poked away by Poole for a moment.
Poole is always around the basketball, Greg. Great court awareness. A lot of savvy.
Let's note we are playing with a shot clock tonight. Again, college rules. This gets the seniors ready for the game on Friday and Saturday. And Poole gets her second made bucket. Good inside out Winchester. Again, she'll keep firing. That's what she's in there to do.
Got to believe the next one's going in. Keep shooting the ball. Keep that confidence high.
Line change coming for the Indiana juniors in a matter of moments. Kaylee May, the head coach. Angie Hinton, the assistant for the juniors.
Nice move.
Spreen couldn't finish with the left hand. 5-on-4. And when in doubt, find Lampley, even though she missed it. Both teams a little struggling offensively here in the early going.
They look a little bit tired here in the early going, Rake.
Woodard splashes that one home. I think she is going to be a star in the Big Ten.
Michigan State, got to love what they see there. Woodard with some size, Greg. She's 6 foot, but steps out and drains that three.
On the drive, was that off of Baxter's leg? Nope. So now we'll get a wave of substitutions. Harris will check in. Fisher's Tiger. And then also checking in, Rachel Wirtz from Center Grove. So Leah's going to head to Mercer to play in the fall. Wirtz to the Big East to play at Villanova. And Gordon immediately trying to carve out space in the low block. Reynolds on the spin, missed it. And again, the strength of Woodard is that when she gets the rebound, she can start the break for whichever team she is playing for. We saw her high school teammate in Ernstus playing for the Futures game on Monday night. Just a junior to be. Woodard's made one. Woodard's made two. And Woodard has 8 points to lead all scores.
Yeah, Jordan Poole set her up really nice. Poole went between the legs, drew the defense, set up Woodard for that three.
Pass is tipped. It'll be underneath out of bounds to the juniors. And we will have ourselves a media timeout. And this media timeout allows me to talk about a place that Rob Moorhead knows very well. It'll be the Milan 54 Museum.
Amen.
The Milan 54 Museum houses artifacts and memorabilia of the Milan-Muncie Central 1954 championship game and is also the largest single collection of items from the movie Hoosiers. The museum captures the excitement of 1954 and serves as a place of inspiration and motivation for anyone in search of their own personal dreams and goals. 201 West Carr Street, downtown Milan, open Wednesday through Saturday, 10 until 4. For more information, milan54.org. In the interest of full disclosure, I am on the board. Heck, in April, I was the caretaker of the joint for one day.
Yeah,
I don't think I burned anything down or messed anything up in the day I was there.
I heard they
it was a successful day.
I heard they opened the next day again, Rake. So you didn't cause any problem there. Of course, thinking about the late Rosalind McKittrick and how much that place meant to her. And I knew Rosalind, and she would always say, "Rob, you got to come over to the museum." And was able to do that a couple of years ago. And how impressive is that place? And if you're a basketball junkie in Indiana, you got to make that trip.
I can also tell you a few more things in the last couple of weeks have been discovered from one of Rosalind's secret stashes of stuff. So there's some new items in the museum that have been just unearthed recently.
Very cool.
Give you more of a reason to go visit.
Absolutely.
Ball tipped away. It'll remain the juniors' ball. Want to thank Dean Hockney, Nick Sale, Terry Downham, fantastic staff at Kokomo for their friendliness and having us out here tonight. Of course, our camera's lucky enough to be here for the Phil Cox Memorial Classic each and every December. A little confusion on the inbounds pass. Wimberley can go to the backcourt and get it. She played at Lake Central, which was a state finalist this year. And all of a sudden, a little full court pickup now being shown by the seniors. And again, it's not like most all-star games. You'll see some of that.
I think Coach May kind of fired him up in that timeout and trying to pick up the defensive pressure a little bit, see if they can build on this lead over the juniors. I said Coach May, Coach McGuire, I should say.
Wimberley, 9.5 points a game at Lake Central, but that team was so balanced that for a while they didn't have a double-figure scorer on the team. Everybody kind of shared in the responsibility.
Nice.
Reynolds, the step through, just couldn't buy a bucket, but keeps scrapping, misses it again. Now Baxter the steal.
Great job by Baxter and a beautiful spin move there, Rake.
There may be something wrong with that rim. Flory has dunked so many times in this building, he may have bent that rim and we don't know it.
Well, Kira Reynolds is working hard tonight. Several offensive rebounds on that single possession. She may be a little frustrated, but you keep up that kind of work ethic, you're going to get the basket to fall soon enough.
Wimberley fires a three. That does not go. And rebound controlled by Wirtz. Center Grove has two players on the senior All-Stars. They made the semi-state final against LC. Spreen splashes that one home. Her first field goal.
Nice ball screen by Woodard that time. Spreen did a nice job using that screen, creating enough separation to drain that jumper.
On the drive, shot blocked by Poole. Layla Abdur-Rakib is in there. Wimberley fires and misses everything. Gordon did her best to get around Poole, but no dice. More substitutions now for the juniors. Kenzie Garner of Sheridan will come on. Also entering for the first time will be Addie Bousman from Twin Lakes. Part of a really good Twin Lakes team that just had the misfortune of being in a ridiculously competitive sectional in 3A this year. Woodard again, and Woodard again. 11 for Julianne Woodard.
Rake, she's made a believer out of me. I believe she can knock down the three.
I'll be honest. I think if they had gotten deeper in the tournament, I think she's got a better case for Miss Basketball. I think she's that good of a player. And that's not to say anything against Chloe Spreen, who is a deserving winner, but Woodard can really hoop. 19-4 the lead. Here's Spreen on the lookout through traffic.
Nice
Got it.
job.
And we have ourselves a three-car pileup and a full timeout taken, as it's now 21-4 Spreen with 4 points.
How athletic was that by Spreen to catch that ball in traffic, Greg, and then have the presence of mind to keep her eyes on the rim, on the backboard, lay that ball up through contact.
You'll have to play through that level in the SEC, let's put it that way. This 30-second timeout brought to us by the Indy 11. It's the best time of year to see the Indy 11 in action, whether it's the men at Carroll Stadium or the women at Grand Park. Women play this Friday night on the ISC Sports Network against Racing Louisville's Academy squad. The men are back home for Dino Night, June 15th against San Antonio. Get your tickets now, indy11.com/tickets.
21-4, a 7-0 run since that last timeout for the seniors.
And I can tell you, this was not what was expected.
Right.
And again, I think you'll see the shooting numbers start to even up for the juniors, but it is also difficult to make up a 17-point deficit after 7 minutes.
Rick, you got 5 girls on this junior all-star team that have played on state championship teams, and 2 girls on the senior all-star team. These girls know success, really, on both sides.
Gordon can't get that to go.
I like the jump
hustling
hook.
for it. Gordon will fire from 15, and poor juniors just can't buy a bucket right now, and Wimberley going to be called for a foul, and We have the pleasure of seeing Brownsburg in the Sneakers for Santa every year, and then most years, not this year, in the Hendricks County Tournament. And that Gordon move on the low block is usually an automatic bucket every time she touches it.
I just feel like the juniors are rushing their shots a little bit, Greg, and I think that's in part due to the defense the seniors are playing, but they just seem to be getting some looks, but they're rushing them. See if they can settle down a little bit. They need to see a few go through the hoop.
Allie Harness in the game, one of the local heroes from Carroll.
Oh, nice.
And one. Harris, the bucket. Harris, the Fishers Tiger, part of last year's state runner-up.
Headed to Mercer, if I'm not mistaken, Greg.
Correct. Macon, Georgia, home of the Mercer Bears.
Nice move by the left-hander here. She'll try to go to the line and complete the three-point play. Again, with Poole not on the floor. I've been so impressed with Poole, but Mercer came right in. Looks like she may be that motor that keeps them going while Poole's out of the ball game.
So the lead has grown to 20. This was a 6-2 game at one point. All seniors since then. Abdur Rakib, and a foul given as Abdur Rakib just got going a little bit too fast.
Yeah, a little bit of contact on the handoff there. I think the fact that Abdur Rakib went to the hardwood kind of contributed to the foul being called, so keep it with the juniors. Juniors just need to work for something good here, a high percentage shot, and somebody's got to step up and knock it down. But I am impressed by the defense the seniors are playing tonight, Greg. Even the ball pressure right here.
Abdur Rakib, the catch in traffic, and finally gets on to go. Layla Abdur Rakib, just the third field goal for the Lawrence Central Bear and the Junior All-Stars.
That's what you need to do against pressure, is look for that back cut. The help came by the seniors, but it was a little late.
Harness, she's going to play at Western Michigan. Got that feed from Ellery Minch. She's heading to play in the Big East at DePaul. Ball tipped out of bounds by Wilson.
I think that'll stay with the juniors.
Emma Hahn will come in for the first time. Zionsville Eagle playing for Coach McGuire for 3 more games. Wiseman returns as well. I think all of the senior All-Stars now have at least seen some time in this opening quarter.
And Greg, as you get an opportunity, folks may not understand how the junior team works with the core 6 and then the North and the South. You were explaining that to me earlier.
It's a full-on Pythagorean theorem how they do it.
I love it.
I'll get you when there's a stoppage in play.
As a former math teacher, I love the Pythagorean theorem, Rake.
Tell you what, Wiseman, I'm not sure that was the theorem. That was the Mikan drill, just couldn't finish. But Hahn on the hustle, throws it off of Bausman, out of bounds to the seniors.
Yeah, and I'll say as a former post player, I love that post move. Didn't get rewarded with the basket, but I like the move by Wiseman.
And she's going to play for Terry Morin. Terry's got 2 players in this game. Maya Makaluski as a junior, also heading to Bloomington a year or so from now. And there is a shot clock here, and Hahn says, okay, fine.
Nice.
Don't worry about that shot clock. Emma Hahn, who is heading to Vermont, going to follow in the footsteps of Emma Utterback, who just finished a fantastic 5-year career from Indiana at Vermont. Vermont in men's and women's basketball has recruited this state heavily over the years. Hahn says, I made 1, let's try 2.
Heat check.
Not so much the second time, and I can tell you in this building, no heat check is necessary.
It is warm in here, Rake.
It is a 75-year-old building. Circulation, not at its finest. Atmosphere, tremendous. Circulation, not so much.
No doubt. And Flory Badunga has made an appearance down here under the basket as he'll get ready for the boys' game here. Last game on his home court, Greg.
He flew back in last night from Lawrence, Kansas to be a part of this week. 3, top of the key, does not go. Gordon the tip, but Minch will track it down. Her Mount Vernon Marauders were sectional champs this year, playing for head coach Julie Shelton. Minch fires a 3. That does not go, and Abdur Rakib the rebound. Clock is on your screen as the quarter is winding down. 3 from the wing does not go. Harness the rebound and won't get a shot away before we get to the end of the quarter. So all seniors in this one, 27-6 after 10 minutes of play. Before we get to quarter number 2, let's thank our friends at the Ed Martin Automotive Group. We want to congratulate the 2 Lawrence Central Bears that are playing in this game. Layla Abdur Rakib and Jayla Lampley, both representing the Junior All-Stars. Of course, Ed Martin is a tremendous sponsor of all things Lawrence Township Schools, and frankly, the only name you need to know when it comes to buying your next car. Find out more when you go to edmartin.com. So how are you coaching your respective huddles up here at 27-6 after 10 minutes?
Well, I think in the junior huddle right now, you can't bury them. They've got to understand that they've got to get something going offensively, and quite honestly, they can't be real happy giving up 27 points in the quarter either. So you got work to do on both ends in the junior huddle, but take your time with this shot clock, but take your time offensively. We got to get some good looks for the juniors that they can knock down and get some confidence going. And then you got to pick up the defense a little bit and not give the wide open threes that they have to the seniors.
Want to thank our friends at Lee Company for their support of our broadcast all week long. There are many players from Northwest Indiana that are representing the Hoosier State. For example, Addie Bousman of Twin Lakes, Vanessa Wimberly of Lake Central, and there are many more. Well, the Lee Company is available all across the state, but their representative in Northwest Indiana is Sean Doherty. Now, the Lee Company can take care of you from bleachers to lockers, chairs to cafe tables, basketball goals to wall pad. Lee Company has you covered. Call Sean when you have a chance, 765-586-9706. Rob, the stats are right in front of you. What jumps off the page at you?
Well, actually, I thought the rebounding might be a bigger disparity than it is, but it's 21-17 seniors. But the shooting, Rake, if you look at it for the juniors, they are 3 for 29 from the field as Miss Basketball Chloe Spreen gets another bucket for the seniors.
I'm not sure I've ever seen 26 missed shots in one quarter. That's a lot.
Let's go one more, Rake. How about 0 for 10 from 3 for the juniors?
So with that, McAlusky, who's a good three-point shooter, says, you know what? Let me try to drive this to the rim. And she'll get 2 free throws. So first free throws of the game coming up for the Indiana-bound junior.
So they're 3 for 19 from 2, but 0 for 10 from 3. On the other hand, you've got the seniors shooting 50% from 3, 4 for 8, 11 for 23, nearly 50% overall from the field goal standpoint. So the seniors putting the ball in the basket, Rake, and the juniors not so much. Simple game, right? Put the ball in the basket.
McAlusky makes them both. We talked about her and her sister, her mom, an outstanding player, played at Villanova. Good backdoor cut. Hahn fouled, and Emma Hahn, a tough landing, but she will shoot 2.
Played for Coach Andy McGuire at Zionsville.
And speaking of Zionsville, our friends at Pierce Automotive Tennis Club want to congratulate Emma for playing in today's Indiana Junior Senior All-Star Game. Pierce Automotive Tennis Club is Indiana's premier indoor tennis facility. In fact, when it rained on the high school girls state finals this weekend in Indianapolis, where they play the state finals at? Pearson in Zionsville. Log on to pearsontennis.com or give them a call, 317-559-7100. Lampley fires a 3.
There you go.
1 for 11.
1 for 11. That's what the juniors needed. See the ball go in the basket. Now they got to pick it up on the defensive end here. The only way to make a comeback, Greg, is to get stops.
Poole, good contested look. Here's Cameron Runner. Cameron played at Hamilton Heights High School. Poole, the scoop, couldn't finish, but Spreen the hustle. And Poole, slow to get up, want to make sure she's all right. She appears to be. Was just slow to get up on the drive. Foul against Wiseman. And free throws coming up.
Yeah, good take by Wiseman. Here again, an opportunity cut into this lead if Wiseman can step up and make 2 free throws here. And then you got to come back if you're the juniors, get another stop. But Greg, just watch Poole when she gets the basketball. Always exploring, always seeing if there's an opportunity. I loved the take last time, just couldn't get it to go down.
And I think both Miss Basketball and the runner-up, which Poole was, I think you can say a lot of the same things about their games going to the next level. I'm not sure they're going to be major scorers in major college basketball. They're going to be winners. They're going to see the floor a lot because they do all of the little things well that teams need to win basketball games.
Well, Poole played on 3 straight sectional championships and a regional her junior year. She knows how to win big games.
Hahn, Runner, Spreen, Wiseman, Poole, the 5 on the floor. Runner, shot
Nice
rejected.
Another opportunity for the juniors.
Zipner runs the floor and cashes it, and then thanks the willing passer that found the ball. So a little bit of offensive flow now for the juniors. Hahn misses.
Another stop, another opportunity here.
Great outlet by Tipner. She got the pass at one end. She returns it at the other. Monique Mitchell And a timeout going to be taken by Coach McGuire, trying to stop this run in its entirety for the juniors.
Stops and scores for the juniors, Greg.
Full timeout will be taken by the Indiana Senior All-Stars, which gives us a chance to thank one of our great sponsors right here in the heart of Kokomo. That's Coca-Cola of Kokomo. They want to congratulate Allie Harness of Carroll of Flora for representing this area in tonight's Junior-Senior All-Star game. The folks of Kokomo have been serving North Central Indiana since 1907, and they are proud to serve as the official hydration partner of 26 schools throughout the region, including Carroll High School. Find out more at cckokomo.com.
Well, Greg, if you are Kaylee May, you've got to be pleased with the first few minutes here of quarter number 2, as the juniors have scored, 7 straight, I believe, at least, to get back in this ball game. Still trailing by 13, but that's the kind of effort they need.
And you see Kaylee. Kaylee does a great job at Danville. Kaylee is also very heavily involved in the Indiana Basketball Coaches Association. To her right, Angie Hinton. And when you deliver not 1 but 2 state championships to my hometown, that makes me one of my favorite people in Angie. And want to recognize Hadley Crozier, who was selected to the All-Star games, but unfortunately a knee injury suffered in the state championship game. Unable to play, but she is very much a contender for these All-Star teams a year from now.
Yeah, hopefully she gets healed up, Greg, and has a fantastic senior year.
She was at the game in Scottsburg, did not make the trip north for this one tonight. Spreen on the scoop, couldn't finish. Again, 5-on-4 numbers currently.
That was good defense by Lampley that time. Made it a tough shot for Spreen.
And how about Runner? I'm not sure if those two, because they're both Hamilton County products, know each other well. Poole from 14, good look that would not go. And seemingly the law of averages is kind of balancing out here. And again, look at this immediate full court pickup by the seniors. Runner gets the steal and lays it up and in.
Just love that defensive effort. And Greg, when your offense isn't working, turn to your defense, and that's exactly what Coach McGuire told his ladies, and they did a nice job on that possession.
Good inside out, and when Makaluski gets that look, you can usually start going to the other end of the floor.
No better look at a 3 than inside out. Your feet are set, you're facing the basket, step into it like she did, and now we're down to a 12-point advantage for the seniors.
And again, she hit 4 in pretty short order on Sunday afternoon. Poole, no, but hustling, and just couldn't clear it out of bounds to the juniors. Again, juniors in white, senior all-stars in their traditional white uniforms. Makaluski needs a relace.
So, Rick, I've just been impressed with all the activities going on this week around this All-Star Series, and I know you've been involved with pretty much all of them.
Well, again, you've got the Sunday Indiana-Kentucky junior game at Scottsburg, the Monday Futures game at HSC. Yesterday was report day for these teams, the seniors to Marion. Tomorrow, kind of another practice day. Friday, you travel to Lexington to play Kentucky. And Saturday, you're at Gainbridge Fieldhouse in the world's greatest basketball arena for the finale of the World Series of high school basketball. Kira Reynolds will check back in. Winchester will have a seat.
And, Greg, there is a game in Kentucky yet as well, correct?
Lexington Catholic on Friday night. Now, we will not produce that on ISC. We have in years gone by. We've been to Bellarmine and Owensboro the last years to produce that game, but Kentucky very kindly said we've got a local group that will handle it for us this year. And we said, fine, we only got 3 other things to do that night anyway. All
there
good.
You go.
So you can find the game on a stream, but it won't be through us.
Nice move.
That's Tipner.
Nice little turnaround jumper for Tipner out of Noblesville. They won a regional championship this year, Ray. Got beaten the Semi-State.
Just player after player that Donna Buckley's team has had over the years. Wiseman bobbled but recovers.
Oh.
And Reynolds went flying. Spreen got caught on the floor.
Yeah, good job by Chloe Spreen. A little shot fake there. And then as she tried to go around, got bumped. Good call by the official on the foul on the floor. Keep it with the seniors. But, Rake, the lead has been cut in half, down to 10.
Yeah, this was 20-plus at the end of the first quarter. It is now as close as it has been since the very early stages of this game. And, again, I did not think there was that big of a separation between the juniors and seniors.
And we haven't played 4 minutes yet here in quarter number 2, so a nice run here by the juniors.
Lauren Walsh of Penn is in the game. Poole, shot blocked by Reynolds. But there is Spreen, and Spreen has picked up 8 points.
That's a good guard combination, as you will find with Poole and Spreen.
Tipner looked for contact, one there. Frankly, didn't have great control of the move. 4 of 5 starters on the floor now for Indiana. Wilson fires home and connects on the 3.
It's like an inside-out look, Greg, as Poole set her up, driving into the paint, kicking out for the baseline 3. Lead quickly back to 15. Banks open.
I was going to say, that didn't exactly look great coming out of her hand, but it looked good in the box score.
We're in a results game here, Rake. If it goes in, it counts.
It's a make or miss business, right?
Indeed. Good answer, though, for the juniors. I know they'd like nothing better than to get this lead under double digits going into the half.
Woodard, the step back.
Tough shot.
But she'll pick up the loose ball. Try to find an assist. Good job by Mitchell to hustle and get in the way of that one. Again, Monique played in the first game on Sunday. Now she'll check out as Addie Baxter will check in to replace her.
And that was a big win for the Indiana squad.
Only by 35.
Yeah.
Kentucky was without a couple of their best players, but still a sizable win. There's Reynolds.
Good defense.
And then Woodard didn't have to save it, but did. Lampley spots up and up and over the backboard.
Yeah, decent look for Lampley. Just didn't get the legs in it, left it a little bit short. She's looked a little winded at times here in tonight's game, but she plays hard on both ends.
Tipner 25, Lampley 23, Mitchell 18. I should say Tipner 18, Makalewski 25 in terms of the scoring in the victory on Sunday afternoon. You can go back and watch the game anytime at iscsportsnetwork.com. Same with the Monday night games from Hamilton Southeastern.
Juniors force another turnover here. Chance to get this down to 10 or under 10 if they can nail a 3 here. Tough look. Tough look.
And Spreen. Good job by Tipner to bat that ball away.
Yeah, Tipner had the right idea there. Just stop the momentum there. Knock that out of bounds. Let's get everybody down and set the defense here for the juniors. I think it's good for the juniors to give these seniors a test. Get the seniors ready for that Kentucky matchup.
Exactly what you're looking for.
Watch her explore. Here she goes. Good choice.
Woodard from the elbow. Got it.
Greg, she makes that look easy. That's not easy. That's a nice pump fake from 3, 1 dribble pull up. I guarantee that shot comes about from hours and hours of practice on that very move.
She's not a point guard, but I kind of think she can play the other 4 spots on the floor. Would be undersized to be a 5 in the Big Ten, but has the physicality to kind of hang in that spot, you know, for at least a little bit.
She does. For a big, she handles the ball well.
And Jennings County was fantastic this year. They and Columbia City met each other in the championship game of the Hall of Fame Classic we had on ISC.
And like you mentioned, Jennings County just plays in a tough sectional. And to think of having a player like Julian Woodard and not get a sectional championship is tough, but it's not. I don't say that as a slight to anyone involved. You're just playing in a meat grinder of a sectional.
Good footwork by Addie Baxter.
Out of Columbia City, headed to Butler.
Yeah, Columbia City is one of the best teams in the state, one of the smaller teams in 4A, kind of like Woodard and Jennings County was this year. Reynolds looking for help.
Patience.
Tipner got that one.
Get it back down to 10. Good look for Pittner from 15.
And Tipner now at 11, first player for the juniors in double figures, and 3 new faces about to check in for the Indiana seniors.
Watch Poole. Look at her go.
Good look that wouldn't fall.
Poole's had a tough second quarter in terms of getting the ball in the basket. She continues to make things happen, just not getting the payoff.
Baxter lets Poole fly by.
Huge.
And right in your eye.
Huge.
Baxter for 3, already well north of 1,000 points with a season left to go at Columbia City. Other really good seniors kind of graduate around her this year.
Cuts it down to 7, Rake. Long 3.
Wilson, no. And Wimberly will rip it away from Lampley. Those two face each other in the 4A championship game this year.
The defensive job done by the juniors here has got them back into the ball game. Not to mention they're making some shots, Greg.
Good basket cut by Baxter. Extra pass, Reynolds. Reynolds squares, and there's the physical presence of Woodard. And Reynolds couldn't finish through Woodard. 3v2. Walsh fires in the corner. No. And then Reynolds takes a tumble.
Yeah, Reynolds getting beaten around a little bit. Tough young lady. Nice pass. They're going to get Lampley on the over the back that time. Good job by Julian Woodard on the block out as substitutions come in for both squads, Greg.
Rakib, Garner, Gordon, Bausman all in. Wimberly stays on the floor. Woodard joined by Harris, Adriane of Center Grove, and also in is Rachel Wirtz. So the two Center Grove Trojans now will play together. Ane is going to go play at West Point. Wilson's three does not go, but Ane scrapping for the loose ball. Woodard wrestles away from everybody.
Both ways, great hustle. Woodard just wanted that one more,
She's
Greg.
not going to lose many fights for a loose ball.
No, sir.
And Woodard with a player 6 inches taller than her fires over, and Abdur Rakib. And again, when you're playing with Layla, be ready for a pass. Ball can be coming any time. Bausman couldn't finish, and then Bausman called for a foul. 4th foul against the juniors. No free throws on that with 60 ticks the clock left to go before halftime.
That step back down here by Woodard was impressive. She left it short, but she realized there was a mismatch there. Instead of trying to go inside against Avery Gordon, who's got her by a few inches. Avery Gordon at 6'6". Woodard, a beautiful step back, just didn't knock it down. See what the seniors can get going here before the half. Greg, they've scored only single digits here until then in this quarter.
Harris plays the role of the shell answer man that time for the seniors.
Seniors need a stop here. Get this lead up to double digits again before the half.
Gordon blocks. Second time, missed that one too. Good job by Wirtz to wall up. Woodard, trailer 3. No. Abdur Rakib can let that one go out of bounds.
Good hustle. Appreciate seeing that hustle even in a game like this, Greg. And a great job by Talia Harris from Fishers. No, that wasn't Talia, was it? That was Audrey Ane. Couldn't see 6 versus 5. Junior's going to play for one, Rake?
Perhaps. Shot clock is turned off.
I think so.
Got to go at 5. Abdur Rakib will oblige.
Long 3.
And got it. Banked it home. Layla Abdur Rakib, her first 3. And this is as close as this has been in some time. Seniors led by more than 20 in the first quarter. They'll take just a 6-point lead to the break.
29-14 for the juniors in that quarter, Greg.
41-35. Seniors lead the juniors. Back to Kokomo in a moment as you're watching the Indiana-Kentucky All-Star Series right here on ISC.
Don't miss any of the action. Support the boys in blue. There's fun for groups of the whole family. Tickets available at Indy11.com. Indy 11, world's game, Indiana's team. Don't miss any of the action. Support the boys in blue. There's fun for groups of the whole family. Tickets available at Indy11.com. Indy 11, world's game, Indiana's team.
Throw it up for Tillman.
Whoa, my goodness.
122.60 for Penn. What a swim. 6 of them.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
At Forum Credit Union, we give you smart credit options with an unlimited cashback credit card and flexible personal loans. Forum helps you make large and small purchases responsibly.
Welcome back inside Memorial Gymnasium, one of the great and historic venues, Indiana High School basketball. A bit toasty on a June evening. That's because it is going to be a full house. The Flory Bidunga send-off game after this one. Indiana juniors and senior boys following this contest. In the same game for the girls, the senior girls raced out to a 20-plus point lead late in the first quarter. The second quarter was spent with the junior girls reeling them back in. 41-35 to score at the break. Rob, your thoughts on half number one?
Well, we go back to shooting, Greg. We talked about how in the first quarter the juniors were 3 for 29, including 0 for 10 from 3. They got much better in the second quarter. Overall, 10 for 21 in the second quarter field goal shooting. But, Greg, they made 5 out of 9 attempts, so over 50% from 3 in that second quarter. Just the opposite story for the seniors. They came out hot, shooting over 50%, both from 2 and 3 in the first quarter. Second quarter, they go 6 for 22 from 2, and more importantly, they go 1 for 7 from 3. That difference means juniors outscore them by a score of 29-14 in the second quarter, to make this a halftime score of 41-35. It's a ball game now, Rake.
Being the math man you are, the term regression to the mean is used more, but also accurately true is progression to the mean.
Right.
And that's frankly what we saw in quarter number 2. As I said before the game, I didn't think there was that much separated these groups, and at halftime, it's exactly what it looks like.
Water finds its level, right? Another way to say it, and you're going to be about what's on the back of your baseball card, and you knew these juniors were better shooters than what they showed in the first quarter, but I also got to give them credit for picking up their defense and also trying to limit the seniors to only one shot each possession, and this is exactly what the seniors need. It wasn't going to do them any good to come in here and get a blowout victory without being challenged. Now they can go in the locker room, talk about what they've got to do different here in the second half, try to build this lead back up. But you know the juniors are motivated now, Greg. They'd like nothing better than to send a little message across the state that this group of juniors was able to beat this group of seniors.
We'll take this quick timeout. We'll come back with first half highlights and run through scoring in the first half as well. When we come back to Kokomo, you're watching the Indiana senior and Indiana junior girls. 6-point lead for the seniors at the break, and you're watching on ISC.
At Forum Credit Union, our small business professionals work with local companies to help them prosper. We know that running a small business is more than a full-time job, and our services give you the guidance and support your business needs. Visit forumcu.com to see how.
More selection, more savings, more for your trade. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know for all your transportation needs. 9 locations, serving Indianapolis, Fishers, Anderson, and Noblesville. 12 brands offering the best cars, trucks, and SUVs. At Ed Martin, you'll drive home happy in under an hour, guaranteed. Shop over 4,000 new and used vehicles at edmartin.com. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know.
Dino Night with Indy 11.
Don't miss any of the action. Support the boys in blue.
There's fun for groups of the whole family.
IBCA.com. Indy 11, World's Game, Indiana's team.
At Forum Credit Union, we give back to members. With our college matching account, cashback credit card, and educator grants and scholarships, Forum gives back to members and to our community.
Roll them straight away. Back here at Kokomo's Memorial Gymnasium. Greg Rakestraw, Rob Moorhead with you. Thanks to our tremendous ISC Sports Network crew. J.D. Arlen, David Kahn, Eldon Wheeler like me doing the golf and basketball doubleheader today, and Rob Lynch. Thanks to them for the job they do for us each and every year. And you see the banners on display here at Kokomo, the great history they've got in this program. Let's show you our highlights from half number one as they start to roll by. We'll also roll through our scoring from half number one as well. Julian Woodard with 13 points to lead the way for the senior All-Stars. 8 for Chloe Spreen, 5 for Talia Harris, 4 for Jordan Poole, 3 for Reagan Wilson, 4 for Emma Hahn, 2 for Cameron Runner, and 2 for Faith Wiseman. For the junior All-Stars, Meredith Tipner had 11, 5 each for Makaluski, Lampley, Baxter, and Abdur Rakib. 2 points for Monique Mitchell and 2 for Brooke Winchester. All players on the rosters played at least a couple of minutes in half number one. So, again, we can talk about great intensity for an all-star game, but still, you're not exactly coaching them up like you normally would during the regular season. What tweaks, what changes, Rob, might you think we see in half number two?
Well, I think the seniors have had some success when they've come with full court pressure, especially when they've kind of done it as a surprise. A couple of times, Greg, they were able to get into some full court pressure even off of a miss or off of a turnover, and that caught the juniors off guard a couple of times. I also think the seniors might want to push tempo a little bit. When you get Jordan Poole going, I think she can be a difference maker in this game, and I would love to see her be able to push tempo a little bit, maybe get out and run. But that starts on the defensive end for the seniors, and they did a much better job in the first quarter defensively than they did in the second. So if you're in the locker room, or if you were with Andy McGuire, I'm sure he's talking about, let's pick up our defense, box out, only give them one shot. Let's see if we can push tempo and try to move this game at the pace we want to play.
I'm not sure it's as cool as Copacabana, but it's Kokomo's version of Copacabana here at Memorial Gymnasium. And you were saying this is your first time in this building.
It is, and I'm very impressed with it. This is one of those historic gyms in Indiana high school basketball. And speaking of Indiana high school basketball history, had the fortune to catch up with Coach Basil Maubey prior to the game as well. And, of course, Coach Maubey had a great career here. Back when I was playing, Coach Maubey was at Connersville, had a great career down there, and we were talking about his fortune of being able to coach in two venues like Connersville and Kokomo.
Now, when you won the regional at Connersville during your playing days, was he at Connersville at that point, or was that just after that?
No, he was there, and we did not play them, so we played Greensburg in the morning game and then Lawrenceburg in the evening game to get the regional championship in '81.
But again, inside the Spartan Bowl, correct?
In the Spartan Bowl, and the Spartan Bowl was fantastic.
And 2 years later, he'd win the state title with the Heineman twins at Connersville back in 1983. Now, you had requested during the first half a bit of an explanation to how the junior rosters were put together, so let me explain. There were 19 players honored as junior all-stars again. One in Hadley Crozier they knew would not play because of her knee injury. So there's a core 6. In fact, the 5 on the floor are part of that 6. Winchester, Tipner, Mitchell, Lampley, and then Makaluski. And then Addie Baxter is the other of that group. And then it was 6 Northern players, 6 Southern players. So the other 6 players in the junior roster all get their only crack of the week in tonight's game. That includes Layla Abdur-Rahim and Avery Gordon, who even are from the Indianapolis area, considered from the northern half of the state,
right,
because of the location of the various players across Indiana.
And that's a great system, Greg, to get even more juniors some exposure, some opportunity to play here in this All-Star Series, in hopes that some of those young ladies will make it next year on the senior squad as Lampley gets a steal ahead on the break.
And few win the foot race against Lampley, hustling back to the other end. So Lampley.
Nice.
Wiseman got fouled. And Poole went hard into kind of the tail end of the bleachers there at Memorial Gymnasium. Let's hope she is all right.
Great vision by Poole once again to kick the ball over to find Wiseman on the left side there. Wiseman unable to complete the basket, but a chance for 2 free throws here.
Misses, does Faith. Faith from Indian Creek High School.
So, Rake, you know my son Trent's the head coach at Hauser, and he's got a good point guard himself. And I would love his point guard to watch some film of Poole because I think she plays the point guard position the right way.
Wiseman misses them both. Chance to make this a one-score game. And Tipner has banked in a second three of the game.
Now I think she's doing it on purpose, Rake. That one I'll give her from the wing. The first one was a little more top of the key. Nice look. And all of a sudden it's 41-40. Juniors an opportunity with a stop and a score to take their first lead.
Spreen looking to answer and does. Chloe Spreen, her first three. She's got 11. She's second only Woodard. The two Hoosier Hills Conference players leading the charge for the seniors.
Good answer by Miss Basketball.
Lampley, no. Woodard the rebound. Leads the way to Poole. Poole wins the foot race home and lays it up and in.
Yeah, nice job by Poole going with the left hand there. Went up over the top of the taller defender, able to knock that one down.
And the boys' game will follow at 8 o'clock this evening. We'll have that one for you as well in ISC. Lampley left hand, and there are some shots that she makes that because of her athleticism and her length are unguardable. That was one of them. Poole at the other end. Before I finish the thought, she has gotten the 2 points back.
Off a beautiful feed from Spreen, saw Poole cutting, and then Poole with the nice reverse layup. Again, as good a guard combination as you'll find.
Good recognition by Winchester. Mouse in the house. Wilson trying to guard Makaluski on that play. Maya, of course, she knows Wilson well, being conference rivals in the Hoosier Crossroads Conference. Was Hamilton Southeastern scoring on Noblesville there.
And Greg, you talked earlier, Makaluski's already committed to IU after
Correct.
His senior year. Good get for the Hoosiers.
Well, Terry Moore obviously is building a monster in Bloomington. Poole off the screen from Wiseman.
Never gives up.
Slips it to Wiseman, who lays it up and in.
I just love the way she plays. I know I'm a broken record, Greg, but that young lady keeps things going on the offensive end.
Somewhere Katie Geralds is smiling watching what Poole is doing in this game. And then Poole on cue gets a steal. Has Spreen to her right, has Woodard too. She'll take it herself and make it.
Yeah, tough shot right there for Poole. She was looking. The juniors did a good job cutting off that passing lane. So Poole just went over the top, high off the glass. And all of a sudden, it's back to 8.
Lampley fires. That does not go, and Wiseman gets the rebound. Poole had 4 points in the first half. Already has 6 in the first 2.5 minutes of the second half. Wilson, tough shot. And she's going to be a cyclone at Iowa State. I mentioned that just for you, Rob Lynch. Makaluski with the three. No. Spreen will pull that one down.
Greg, we talked about the seniors trying to push tempo here in the second half, and they've been doing that.
Speaking of Wilson, missed that one. Here's Mitchell as Tipner racing forward. Tipner around Spreen, no, but Makaluski runs the floor. Woodard on the block. Ane will come in. Harris and Wirtz. Wilson, Wiseman, Poole all get a breather. And again, while you want to see your team tested, you also want to tax your players all that much because you got a road trip to Lexington to play on Friday night.
Yeah.
Those games at Lexington Catholic High School. Winchester is not back in bounds yet. So I want to apologize to the ISC Sports Network crew and to the folks at the Moonlight Barbecue in Owensboro. Their profits will go down significantly compared to this Friday the last 3 years. Without our crew enjoying the burgoo and banana pie and all that good stuff.
Got to know the best places to eat wherever you're going, Rake.
Now, some of the folks in the borough would say it's Old Hickory, but we stick with Old Faithful. Spreen has been that for Bedford North Lawrence. She's got 13. I saw her high school head coach Jeff Allen here watching tonight's game. Himself, pretty darn good basketball player in his days. Winchester, no.
That was a nice feed from Ane on that Spreen basket as well.
Makaluski for three. Got it.
Nice step back by Makaluski. She was able to get a nice feed that time also from Monique Mitchell.
Harris, no. Rebound Makaluski, 3v2. Good reaction. Lampley, the dish. Mitchell kind of broken off, thought that one was going up. The spin by Lampley and got fouled.
Yeah, good move by Jayla. She's so athletic. Got into the paint, spun back to her left side. Going to go to the free throw line to shoot 2 here.
So 2 free throws coming up here for the junior All-Stars. And Earlier in the broadcast, we referenced our friends at Ed Martin. They're great support of all things Lawrence Central and Lawrence Township. But they also are happy for Talia Harris, Reagan Wilson, Meredith Tipner, representing Fishers and Noblesville, because there's Ed Martin Automotive Group stores in those locations as well. Indianapolis and Anderson, too. When it comes to your next car, Ed Martin is the only name you need to know. And you can find out more at edmartin.com.
Juniors trying to cut into this 7-point lead by the seniors.
Lampley connects. Again, she averaged 18 points a game. And again, that's 18 points on a team that has 3 other likely Division I players on the team. So there's a lot, you have to share a lot with that group. Makaluski.
Including with a sister, if I'm not mistaken.
That's her sister Lola, who will be a junior next year, who was the MVP of the Futures game, and Tipner immediately goes, yep, foul on me. And once again, we're back to a 4-point game. The closest it has been is 1 at 41-40. Baxter in, Wimberly in for the juniors.
Almost halfway through quarter number 3. Pretty well even here in the second half.
She can go to the backcourt to get that if she needs to. On A for 3 and misses everything.
Quick release that time. On A, rushed that one just a little, Greg.
If she misses that shot in college, that might be 20 push-ups at West Point. I'm not sure what the air ball penalty is in the military.
What's that say for her, though, as a young lady
right.
hitting West Point?
You don't need to say you're tough. You know you are if that's the case.
Absolutely.
And again, Army has been heavily recruiting players in the state of Indiana. Timeout going to be called by the seniors.
And Greg, I did get to talk to Jason Simpson a little bit beforehand, and one thing he mentioned, not just athletically, but how good of girls these are that they're coaching on this senior team. Great kids.
Want to thank our friends at the Lee Company. Again, they are proud to bring us all of the athletes representing Northwest Indiana. We reference some of those in terms of the junior all-stars that are playing in tonight's game. Addie Bousman of Twin Lakes, Vanessa Wimberly of North Central, many more in the boys game as well. And again, our friends at the Lee Company have become a great sponsor of ours on ISC. They're Indiana's largest school equipment supplier, from bleachers to lockers, chairs to cafe tables, basketball goals to wall pads. Lee Company is your source. Call Sean Doherty for all your school needs in Northwest Indiana at 765-586-9706. Lauren Vota taking control of the huddle. The Hoosier Crossroads Conference has its fingerprints all over this game. Players from HSE, Zionsville, Fishers, and Noblesville, not to mention 2 coaches involved in this game too.
No doubt about it. Fantastic conference, a lot of great competitors in that conference, and producing some outstanding athletes.
And Westfield will have a player in the boys game coming up later tonight. Brownsburg represented with Avery Gordon in this game.
Place is filling up, Greg. It was a great crowd for the start of the girls' game, and filling up even more as we approach the boys' game after a while.
Well, you knew it would with Flory playing tonight. Talia Harris puts it up and in.
Speaking of Fishers, Talia Harris with the basket.
On the drive, Baxter. Contested take by Baxter. Baxter now with 7.
Good answer for Baxter that time. Played through contact.
Again, it was a 20-point game in the first quarter for the seniors. Juniors wiped most of that away in the second quarter. 6-point game at halftime. Juniors have not led here in the second half nor second quarter.
I think if the juniors can keep this close in this quarter, Rake, they'll make a run in the fourth quarter.
Shot clock at 7. We've not had anything close to a shot clock violation, and now a little extra time should be added back on here on the kick ball.
Will they go to 10?
Should put it back to 14. But again, we're working the shot clock, but it's also a largely high school crew, so they don't kind of catch things like that. So we'll see if that gets rectified. We do come to the mid-quarter timeout, and we will keep it right here with 4:29 left to go here in the quarter. And again, we are in the heart of Kokomo, and a business that has had the heart of Kokomo in mind for well over a century is our friends at Coca-Cola of Kokomo. I want to congratulate Allie Harness of Carroll High School for playing on the Indiana Senior All-Stars this year. Coca-Cola of Kokomo has been serving North Central Indiana since 1907. and is proud to be the official hydration partner of 26 schools across the region. Find out more at cckokomo.com.
So 4-point game, halfway through quarter number 3. It's been a fun contest so far, Greg.
Shot clock did kick back to 20. That's been taken care of, so a little extra time. A reminder, we'll have both games from Gamebridge Fieldhouse coming up on Saturday night. Girls game at 5 o'clock, boys game at 7:30. Jan Bozier joins me on that one.
Greg, look at this matchup on the inbounder versus guarding the inbounds.
Try to get through 6'6". Good luck with that.
That's 5'7" versus 6'6". Reagan Wilson versus Avery Gordon.
Harris got downhill, kind of slung that one at the rim, and Wimberly will track it down.
Give Kaylee May credit on putting big Avery Gordon on the inbounder there.
Kaylee's got a lot of wins at Danville the last few years.
Nice step through.
Step through by Baxter.
Down to 2.
Baxter back-to-back buckets. She's got 9. Here's Minch. Again, she's going to play at DePaul next year. Ball was deflected, but found its way to Harris. Steal by the juniors. Here's Baxter. Pocket pass. Tipner run out, and she goes into the bleachers. I hope she is all right.
Great hustle by Ellery Minch there to make that a contested look. And Meredith Tipner getting up slow, but she seems to be getting back into play.
She's in some pain. Harris scores at the other end. Harris with 9. And we're going to stop right now to make sure that Tipner's all right. I think Tipner's more mad a foul wasn't called in that scenario than anything else.
She's a little frustrated there.
Yeah.
That'll bring Kira Reynolds back into the contest.
Correct.
Out of South Bend, Washington. State championship in 22, right?
Correct, as a freshman, correct. That's when all 3 sisters were a part of that team. Turnover by the juniors. So again, the seniors finding a way to maintain that lead. Wilson, this is the end where all of her Noblesville teammates are watching and supporting her. On the drive. Gordon the rebound. Baxter pivoted and said, oh, there's the basket. I think I'll take a shot.
Yeah, nice job by Baxter. Good footwork. She's played well here in this third quarter, Greg. She's helping the juniors stay close.
Well, simply put, she's among the best 3 or 4 players in the state in that class. I think she is a Miss Basketball candidate. I think the same thing about Makaluski, Tipner, and Lampley of that group. And there's Baxter.
Let's talk about her.
On the drive, and no, but there's Reynolds. Missed that. Abdur Rakib scrapping for the loose ball. Tried to find Gordon. Just couldn't complete the pass.
Yeah, juniors, good job on the glass. Didn't get rewarded for it.
Wilson steps into a 3. No. And Gordon, you're not getting that away from her.
No, sir.
That's going to be a foul against Baxter. 4th team foul against the juniors. And Avery Gordon, whether it's private coaching, whether it's mom and dad, or her coach the last couple of years at Brownsburg, and Debbie Smiley, who has since stepped away. Josh Sable now is going to take over that job at Brownsburg. Whoever has worked with Avery is so good about telling her, you're 6'6", play like. In other words, keep the ball up.
Yeah.
You know, if they're going to, when players are passing her the ball, throw it high so she can go get it. The fundamentals she has are so good.
Yeah, and that's a result of good coaching as you see her catch that inbound pass with 2 hands.
Drive by Garner is good.
We are tied, Rake.
And the Sheridan section makes themselves heard in tonight's game. The Sheridan Blackhawk fans, again, not far of a drive to get to Kokomo from the northern reaches of Hamilton County. Poole, no.
Yeah, tough angle that time for Poole. I'd like to see her go to the backboard with that one. But they put her back in to pick up the defensive intensity a little bit.
And then Bousman couldn't save it. But again, you're right. First time we have been tied since the very early stage of the game. I think our last tie was at 2-2.
And Poole's shift, she's been on the bench for a few minutes after having a quick start in the third quarter. She's been sitting for a little bit as everyone gets playing time here. We'll see if she can be the motor to get these senior girls going once again. A little box set here. See what they got. Looking for a back door.
Spreen. Reynolds waiting on her. Nick knocked up Spreen. Yep.
Great defense that time by Kira Reynolds coming over on help side. I think the seniors' best lineup is when you've got both Spreen and Poole. Maybe that's a master of the obvious comment, Greg. But when those two guards are in there, they're going to make it tough on the offensive end.
They're 1 and 2 for a reason.
No doubt about it. No doubt about it. Yep. That's the kind of high-quality analysis I'm bringing to the table here, Rake.
We are lucky to have you making the drive up from Southeast Indiana.
I love the opportunity, my friend.
Reynolds tried to get it back. I think it was last touched by the seniors.
And I want to see what the stat sheet looks like at the quarter, but I think the juniors have won the rebounding battle here in quarter number 3. They're getting multiple looks at the basket, not always putting it in, but they are rebounding hard.
Well, again, their subs are 6'4" and 6'6". It's a very talented junior class. Reynolds
Great
blows a
D
tire.
by Spreen.
Wimberly hustling back, but Spreen wins the foot race and lays it up and in.
Love to see defense rewarded like that for Spreen.
Reynolds, reverse layup, no, but there's Gordon, and Gordon got it to go.
Good job by Gordon, being 6'6".
First bucket by Gordon, now Poole around Gordon and scores it. Poole with 12.
5'7", over 6'6" right there. Poole handling the basketball, knowing how high she had to put that off the glass to get it to drop through.
Garner for the lead, no. Poole rifles one to Minch, who puts it up and in.
She sees the floor so well and handles the ball so well.
Credit Minch for being ready. Garner on the drive, no. And that is the end of the quarter. So it was tied at 58. That shot by Poole does not count, by the way. 64-60. Seniors are in front. Again, we'll keep it right here. We want to thank our friends at the Pearson Automotive Tennis Club. Pearson Automotive Tennis Club congratulates Emma Hahn of Zionsville for playing in today's Indiana Junior Senior All-Star Game. Pearson Automotive Tennis Club is Indiana's premier indoor tennis facility located in Zionsville. They got 8 indoor courts that allow you to play, learn, and stay in shape, rain or shine. Like when the Indiana State Finals had rain, they had to leave North Central on Saturday. Where'd they go? They went to the Pearson Automotive Tennis Club in Zionsville. You can go to PearsonTennis.com or call 317-559-7100 to reserve your court time today or book a lesson. Rob, what's going to make the difference here in quarter number 4?
I think it goes back to defensively, can the juniors continue to make it hard on the senior girls? And I think if you get Poole involved here for the seniors, it's going to make it very difficult. When she came back into the game, Rake, they've been able to spurt out to a 4-point lead for the seniors. I think the seniors continue to push tempo, see if you can beat the juniors down the court. If the juniors make shot and continue to win the rebounding battle, they're going to stay right in this one.
From a scoring standpoint, Spreen 15, Woodard 13, Poole 12 to lead the seniors. Tipner 14, Makaleski 12, Baxter 11, Lampley 10 to pace the juniors.
As I suspected, the juniors are out rebounding the seniors 51-39 after 3 quarters. Greg, that was only a 3-rebound difference at the end of the half. So the juniors had a big rebounding advantage by 10 in that 3rd quarter. See if the seniors can get that fixed.
Poole from 16. Smooth.
I like it.
That's her 10th point of the half, 14th point of the game.
Not to mention, Rake, she's already got 6 assists in the contest as well.
She is certainly up for consideration for our Boilermakers Local 374 blue-collar player of the game. Lampley with a left hand.
So strong inside. Good job by Lampley, keeping her balance, going with the left-handed jump hook.
Lampley was our winner of that award, by the way, on Sunday afternoon in the victory against Kentucky. Woodard, not that time. She made a few of those in the first half, been a little more quiet. Hasn't got as much playing time in half number 2. Makaleski letting it fly, which again is her MO. It is 5 of the core 6 on the floor for the juniors. Spreen a little chicken wing, and she is fouled on the pass.
Yeah, they let some contact go there at half court. I think the official didn't think that really interrupted play, so he let that go. And good recognition by Spreen, continue to take the ball to the basket. Keep it with the seniors, see if they can add to their 4-point lead. Pretty basic inbounds plays, Greg, given they haven't had a whole lot of time to prepare yet.
Spreen, no, but there's Woodard. Few can out-battle Lampley for a rebound. She did. Spreen misses the three. Now Wilson hustles to track it down.
Now the seniors showing some prowess on the glass here, getting 3 possessions in one.
Wilson, no.
Make it 4.
Wirtz. Poole turns down the 3 for the mid-range 2, and Mitchell finally secures the possession for the juniors and was just a beat too late in throwing that ball. 1-on-3. Poole likes her odds. You can see why.
Yeah, absolutely. Great pull-up jumper to go back up by 6. That last possession, the seniors got 4 good looks at the basket, unable to get any of them down, but they get the ball back on defense. And, Greg, when your offense leaves you, you can keep playing on the defensive end.
Full timeout. Seniors lead it by 6. We're back to Kokomo after this as you're watching on the ISC Sports Network.
At Forum Credit Union, we help members plan for life's major milestones. Our team of wealth advisors work with members at every stage, from changing jobs and 401ks to creating wealth plans for future generations. Learn more at forumcu.com.
More selection, more savings, more for your trade. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know for all your transportation needs. 9 locations, serving Indianapolis, Fishers, Anderson, and Noblesville. 12 brands offering the best cars, trucks, and SUVs. At Ed Martin, you'll drive home happy in under an hour, guaranteed. Shop over 4,000 new and used vehicles at edmartin.com. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know.
There you see the Noblesville fan base, all representing Reagan Wilson. I've been thinking about this. It's what broadcasters do. We're going to call them Morning in America because they're supporting Reagan in tonight's game.
Oh, there you go. I like it. I like it. That's an old school reference, Rake.
Know your audience,
Back
Rob.
to the 80s, my friend.
Good pressure here by the seniors, leads to a steal. Harness blocked. Poole blocked.
Yeah, good job by the juniors staying with it.
And Makaluski was fouled.
Okay. I didn't think I heard a whistle here, but you are correct. They're going to get that against the seniors. So keep it with the juniors. Good job that time by the juniors as Makaluski stayed with it. Inside 8 to play. See if the juniors can get a basket here. Keep a little pressure on the seniors.
This one didn't look like a great game in the first quarter. It's turned into one. Tipner, the contested shot. And the law of gravity, her friend on that one.
Nice touch to get that roll.
Tipner was 16. Poole, the dish. Woodard, the benefactor.
Yeah, that's at least 7 assists now for Poole.
That's Woodard's first bucket of the half. She still has 15 points.
Nice take.
Mitchell gets downhill, got fouled.
Yeah, Chloe Spring got there a little late on help side. Seniors will need to clean that up before the weekend. It was a nice take to the basket, but you got to do a little better job on help side, not letting that baseline be so free.
Monique Mitchell averaged 13 points a game against she and Keira Reynolds, teammates at South Bend, Washington. One of the great gym names in Indiana. South Bend, Washington is kind of the west side high school for South Bend. So their gym name, the Great Western Forum.
There you go. Nice step up to the free throw line here from Monique Mitchell out of South Bend, Washington. Undecided yet as to where she will matriculate after next season.
Talia Harris will come back on now. And again, for Monique to make the core 6 says a lot. Because again, this group is really talented, really deep. We say the same about the junior boys that we will see following this contest. That's slated for an 8 o'clock start.
Seniors went with some substitutions there. Poole not currently in the contest.
Jump ball, and the arrow points the other direction.
Give it back to the juniors.
Harness, Wilson, Spreen, Woodard, Harris, the 5 for the seniors on the floor. And it is the 5 of the core 6. And I kind of think both Kaylee and Angie kind of said, all right, we're going to make sure in the first 3 quarters playing time's equal. We're going to go win the game in quarter number 4, which, again, this game is completely fair. Make sure everybody gets a chance to play in both halves. After that, go get them.
That's what you're supposed to do, right? Their job is to make these seniors have to work in this ball game. This is a good matchup here, Lampley and Spreen.
Tippner trying to post up Harness.
I got to believe Lampley will be in the conversation next year for potential Miss Basketball.
Absolutely. Good defense by Wilson, tips it away.
Nice help.
Harris has Spreen to her right. Nobody ever fully stopped the ball, so she drives. It's going to be last touch by Lampley.
That was nice defense by Monique Mitchell there to not foul and make that a contested shot, Greg.
Woodard, the fadeaway.
Yeah, that girl's a basketball player. You can just see it. Back in the day, she would have been playing on the 4-on-4 courts at North Vernon on Thursday and Sunday nights.
Tippner, no. Harness, the rebound, and quick outlet. Wilson, the basket cut wasn't there, but Woodard left alone. Yeah. 20 for Woodard.
Impressive young lady out of Jennings County. I left some blood on those 4-on-4 courts back in the day, Rake.
Lefty drive by Tippner does not go. McAlusky able to save it off of Wilson.
Good hustle that time. Yeah, there were no officials on those 4-on-4 courts. It was some fun basketball. It's where you got better, and the seniors have spurted out to a 9-point lead.
I want to recognize there are 5 different Hamilton County high schools represented in tonight's game. And obviously you've got some of the larger high schools in the state of Hamilton County, but Hamilton Heights and Sheridan have kids playing this game as well. It's cool to see. Hamilton Heights, Sheridan, Fishers, HSE, and Noblesville, all with players or multiple players playing in this game this evening.
Nice
Mitchell
take.
around Wiseman lays it up and in.
Yeah, impressed by Mitchell here in the last few minutes. She's making herself known in this ball game.
So back to a 7-point game, and Mitchell steps in the passing lane, has Lampley, finds her. Good job by Lampley to let Spreen fly by.
Good teamwork there. Way to be unselfish. Monique Mitchell to Lampley.
Harris got fouled by Tippner. Just second foul of the quarter here at the midway moment. And Poole will check back in.
Indeed.
Wimberly will come on to give McAlusky a break.
Wimberly out of the north at Lake Central.
Yeah, they played in the Hall of Fame Classic. They went 0 for 2, but I think that experience was invaluable, allowed them to get downstate. They were the runners-up to Lawrence Central. They knew they were up. They were up against a great one in the championship game. Poole off the window, no, but gets it right back and missed it. And then Wimberly. Poole came out of her shoes, so it's 5-on-4. Tippner sets, fires, connects.
You called that perfect, Greg, because the key to that shot was her getting set. She got the ball balanced in her hand, followed through nicely, and it's a 2-point advantage for the seniors.
Tippner now in 19, so 7 consecutive points for the juniors. Spreen blocked by Mitchell.
Great defense by Mitchell. Played that ball screen well.
2 to tie, 3 to take the lead.
I don't believe the juniors have led, have they, Greg?
They have not, unless it was the first basket game at 2-0. Mitchell got it, tied at 75.
Nice take by Mitchell, very strong. Here's a little pressure from the juniors.
So make it 9 in a row. And a foul on Tippner. That's going to be her third.
Yeah, but I like the hustle Tippner's playing with, the grit that she's playing with. Nothing hurt on that foul. No free throws coming up right now, but she's making her presence known, making it hard on the seniors, getting the ball down the floor. Rake, my man, you told me a 50-50 shot in this game. It doesn't get much closer than 75-75 with half of the fourth quarter to play.
Just add a quarter to each side, and I had the math down cold.
Absolutely. Well, yeah. I think you were going percentages.
I will. Poole. Floater. No. She's missed 3 in a row. And
might have got a little contact that time.
Yeah, I think so. Might have got an inadvertent poke in the eye. And then Lampley got fouled on the drive. Third foul against the senior girls here in the quarter.
Yeah, I like the idea by Woodard coming over on help side, but she needs to get there with her feet, not with her hands. But you better be ready for help side when Jayla Lampley's got the basketball.
Lampley. Tippner the read and laying up. Juniors are in front.
First lead of the night, Tippner. Great job. Court awareness, presence of where the basketball was, made a play.
Tippner.
Seniors got to answer here, Greg.
Tippner now at 21.
This is good for them to have to go through this.
Poole got stuck in midair. Woodard had kind of turned around. Juniors have the ball in a 2-point lead.
Been impressed with Wimberly since she checked into the contest here late as well.
And then the juniors give it right back. 3-on-1. Harris. No, but there's Poole. Missed it again. There's Woodard. Between those two, one of them are going to track that down.
Yeah, great job by Woodard not giving up on the play.
Woodard now at 22.
Tie ball game, 3 minutes to go.
And I will say this, last year, these seniors, when they were juniors, they thumped the seniors at Cathedral in the Wednesday night game. Drive by Baxter, no. Tippner, no. Runner, kept it alive for Woodard to track it down. And again, Woodard can lead the break.
3-on-1.
Poole rifles one to Wiseman. Probably shouldn't have given that one up, she did Faith.
Yeah, I'd like to see Faith take that one up to the backboard.
And Lampley couldn't save it. And I think both teams are in need of a little oxygen right now. Everybody's kind of saying, hey, I could use one here.
Yeah.
Rakib will come in for Mitchell. Wiseman, Harris, and Runner will check out. Emma Hahn is in there.
I think they're going to get a timeout here, Greg. I just love the competitive spirit on both sides. We're going to have a ball game down to the final buzzer.
Timeout taken by the juniors. We'll step aside as well. 2:41 to play, and we're all tied at 77. It's juniors versus seniors, Indiana All-Stars on the ISC Sports Network.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Many thanks to J.D. Arlen, David Kahn. Thanks to Rob Lynch and Eldon Wheeler. Alongside Rob Moorhead, Greg Rakestraw with you here on the ISC Sports Network. Rob, what's the difference with 2:41 to play, tied at 77?
Well, I just think both these teams defensively have picked it up. They're making it hard on one another to score the ball offensively, creating a lot of turnovers. I think the difference is going to be, can Jordan Poole create some offense here and handle this pressure they're going to see from the juniors in the last 2.5 minutes. If Jordan Poole can get downhill offensively and create, she's going to be close to a double-double here.
Full court pickup by the juniors. Again, we haven't used it, but it hasn't really been a factor, but shot clock is in play here as a heads up. Fresh legs for the juniors. Bousman is in. So Bousman and Rakib just checked in. Hahn just checked in for the seniors. She made a first half three. Left open, missed that. And the rebound corralled by Wimberly. Basket cut by Baxter. Got it. Addie Baxter. And the large section of Columbia City fans cheer. And then Baxter at the other end gets the steal.
Great job by Baxter.
Wimberly for three, no. And Poole ripped away by Baxter. It will be the seniors' ball.
You can't blame Wimberly. She had a wide open look, and that would have been a dagger to put them up 5. But when you miss that shot, now the seniors have a chance to recompose themselves here, try to go back down and tie this up.
Players and fans invested in this game. They've gotten their money's worth in game one. There's still one more game to go. Lampley and Makaluski will check back in next dead ball.
Seniors need to find an identity here offensively. Who are they going to go to in the clutch?
Poole, hounded by Tippner, weaves her way through traffic, finds Wilson for three, and got it.
Great job by Wilson. Great job by Poole, setting her up on the inside-out look.
I'll give Poole the assist. 1 point lead, seniors.
That's at least 8, maybe 9 assists for Poole.
Tippner got fouled, got bailed out. That was not a good shot, but drew contact, and Meredith Tippner will shoot 2.
But Tippner's a competitor, Greg. You can see she had to be a big part of their regional championship this year. I like the way she's played here in the second half.
Think about the competition she's played in practice every day.
Yep.
You know, Ashlyn Shade, other talented seniors of that group, And you get Reagan Wilson. That's a part of that as well. Practice every day. We saw CeCe Quigley in the futures game for Noblesville.
And on a good team, Tipner averaged 16 points a ball game. I mean, that makes a difference.
Tipner connects.
We're all tied up again.
She's got 22. Missed that one. Fight for the loose ball. Scrap for it, jump ball. And the arrow points the way of the seniors.
Yep. And that was a long rebound, but if you're the seniors, you got to clear that. If you get a miss late in the game on the free throw line, you have got to come down with that rebound cleanly. Create a little more space on those box outs. Junior's going to come with full court pressure here.
Well, they're going smaller, and they're trying to put kind of their fresher players out there on defense. It's like Bausman's got fresh leg. Just put her back in the game.
Got to find Poole, let her go to work. Pressure goes away when you get it to Jordan Poole.
She's the one-woman press break.
See if the seniors will be patient here, use some of this shot clock, or just get a layup.
Bausman got beat, but then recovered to poke that ball away.
Yeah, Bausman showing a little grit too, Greg. Putting her nose in there defensively.
Shot clock is at 17 as the game clock has less than a minute to play.
Plays for her dad at Twin Lakes.
Played with the great Olivia Nicholson the last few years. One of the great three-point shooters in the state of Indiana's history.
Shot clock at 5.
Harris, runner, blocked, got it back, missed it. And Lampley the rebound, then Woodard knocks it free. Woodard wrestles it away.
Oh, wow.
She'll take the three. No. Now Lampley looking to charge. Lampley
nice
splits
move.
defenders and missed it. Makaluski the crash. Makaluski got fouled by Spreen, and Makaluski will shoot 2.
How about the offensive move by Jayla Lampley? Didn't have numbers, Greg, but you got to like her chances when she's got the basketball. Got a decent look, but you give credit to Makaluski for being in there on the offensive glass. Makaluski a chance now to put the juniors on top inside 30 seconds to play.
But now, if Makaluski makes the second free throw here,
okay,
when are you shooting this if you're the seniors? Are you holding for a last look?
No, I'm getting the best look I can. I'm going to give the basketball to Jordan Poole. I might even go a little 1-4 deep and give Jordan Poole a chance to create. Spot your three-point shooters up on the wings, maybe get a ball screen for Poole. But I'm going to let Poole create and get the best shot we can get anytime in the shot clock.
Timeout taken by the Indiana seniors. Makaluski makes 1 of 2. Let's sneak in a quick break with them. 81-80, less than 30 seconds to play in the fourth quarter. A great one in Kokomo on ISC.
More selection, more savings, more for your trade. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know for all your transportation needs. 9 locations, serving Indianapolis, Fishers, Anderson, and Noblesville. 12 brands offering the best cars, trucks, and SUVs. At Ed Martin, you'll drive home happy in under an hour, guaranteed. Shop over 4,000 new and used vehicles at edmartin.com. Ed Martin, the only name you need to know.
You like what you see tonight? Be sure to come back and join us on Saturday night at Gamebridge Fieldhouse. Girls game at 5, boys game at 7:30. If you can't make it, we've got you covered. Same place as you found us all week. ISCSportsNetwork.com, ISC on Apple TV and Roku. ISC Sports Network on YouTube and on Twitter as well. We'll have the coverage absolutely free on all of those outlets on ISC.
Can't beat that, Greg, as the All-Star games are a lot of fun always. Tonight, an example of that. I'm sure it'll be the same as the Indiana squad's take on Kentucky on Saturday night. Great to see that played at Gamebridge Fieldhouse as well, and I hope Indiana fans will turn out for that.
Yeah, 3-year absence, 1 from COVID, 2 due to construction. Went back a year ago. All right, shot clock turned off. Woodard on the duck. Spreen trying to back down Lampley. That's a tough ask.
That is a tough ask.
And Lampley had the rebound. And now a timeout called by the juniors. And again, Spreen's a money player, but Lampley is something else defensively.
Jayla Lampley is tough at 6'2". Spreen did a good job, and Spreen got a decent look, but Lampley stayed on her feet, both hands up, made that a tough shot for Spreen. and now the juniors with the basketball, and now the question becomes how quickly do the seniors want to foul. I think you're going to go pressure and trap in the backcourt, Greg, but when they get across the 10-second line, you got to look for an opportunity to foul.
Well, let me point out again, we are playing college rules.
So they move it up.
So the juniors advance the ball,
there
correct.
You go. Okay.
So that is the one wrinkle. Now that we've gone to quarters, obviously 8 versus 10 in high school, but in terms of the fouls, that's similar to women's college game, but advancing of the ball. By the way, Rob distracted by seeing his name in lights. Go, take a picture before it changes.
I'm going to take a picture of the scoreboard.
See, I'm so spoiled by Dean Hockney and Nick Sale. I'm kind of used to that when I walk in here. But Rob's like, wait a minute, that's me.
I pointed. I said our names are up there. No, I think the senior's going to try one trap here after the ball comes in. If you can't get a quick turnover, you got to foul. Send the juniors to the free throw line.
And a foul is already given. And the seniors are already over the limit. So it's 2 free throws, no 1 plus the bonus. Just like high school, 2 free throws coming up for the juniors.
No doubt. And interesting, no time goes off the clock. That's the positive for the seniors. But on the other end here, they make 2 free throws here. You're going to go down 3. I still don't think you're in desperation mode offensively. If you're down 3, you can still get a quick 2 and a timeout. First things first, Jayla Lampley for the juniors. She wants to knock 2 free throws in here.
Misses.
Got to box out. Juniors have a size advantage. Woodard has got to get a body here on McAlusky and keep her out of the paint here on this rebound.
Of note, senior girls are out of timeout, so they can't advance the ball on a rebound. Got to bring it length the floor. Lampley hits 1 of 2. She's got 15. Harris, 2 to tie, 3 to win.
Got to get it to Poole.
Harris on the drive. Looking for help. Finds Woodard. Woodard, no. Rebound, McAlusky. McAlusky is fouled. 1 free throw at the other end, maybe 2 can end it. And the juniors have a chance to beat the seniors for a 2nd consecutive year.
Yeah, and a great job by McAlusky in there, putting pressure on the shot and then coming down with that rebound in contact. Another thing, give credit to Coach Kaylee May. They have face guarded Poole on the last 2 possessions to keep her from getting the basketball, and that's made a big difference in what the seniors have been able to set up offensively.
So again, seniors can't take a timeout to advance the ball. If she hits the 2nd free throw, it is McAlusky. This one is academic anyway. She now has 14.
And if she misses it with 1.2,
catch and throw.
You got to catch and throw. Nothing there. And here it is.
Here's Woodard from 75. It's short. And that is the end of the game. And down 20 in the opening quarter, the Indiana juniors rally back and beat the Indiana seniors by a score of 83-80. Rob, your final thoughts on this one?
I really credit the juniors for not getting down early emotionally when they were down so big on the scoreboard. They picked up their defense. Offensively, they started making shots, and they were able to hang tough and give the seniors all they needed here. Now, the seniors, they'll give this one up to come back and beat Kentucky. Maybe they learn a few lessons here next couple of days. They clean up a couple things, get ready to beat Kentucky this weekend.
Time now for our blue-collar player of the game, brought to us by Boilermakers Local 374. Become a Union Boilermaker and be on your way to a great career. Find out more when you log on to local374.org. And even a losing effort, our blue-collar player of the game is going to be Jordan Poole, the Purdue-bound senior, runner-up for Miss Basketball from Fort Wayne Snyder.
Yeah, she had just did a great job tonight, and I like the way she plays, Greg. She's the floor general out there. Again, her not having the ball in her hands late made a big difference for the seniors.
16 points, but a lot of rebounds, a lot of assists. Great hustle. Poole, again, is our blue-collar player of the game.
We'll get the final stats here in a minute, Greg. She may well have had a double-double. I think she had at least 9 assists, maybe 10. And the young lady can play the game, and she's fun to watch. And be fun to watch she and Chloe this weekend as well.
So, again, final score in this one. Juniors beat the seniors by a score of 83-80. Tonight's game on the ISC Sports Network brought to you in part by Coca-Cola of Kokomo. Proud to be a part of Kokomo since 1907. By Duke Homes, many promise, we deliver. By the Ed Martin Automotive Group, the only name you need to know. By Forum Credit Union, helping people live their financial dreams for over 80 years. Innovative product services. Visit them online, forumcu.com. By the Indy 11 World's Game, Indiana's team. Get your tickets at Indy11.com/tickets. By Lee Company, Indiana's largest school equipment supplier, and by the Pierce Automotive Tennis Center. 8 year-round, world-class indoor courts in Zionsville. Quick check of the postgame stats.
Yeah, Meredith Tipner led the juniors in scoring with 22 points, followed up by Jayla Lampley with 15, Maya Makalewski with 14, and Addison Baxter with 13. On the senior end, Greg, 2 with double-doubles. Julian Woodard, 22 points, 17 rebounds out of Jennings County. You already mentioned Jordan Poole. She had 16 points. She had 11 rebounds, 8 assists, just 2 assists shy of a triple-double. She did a great job. Also in double figures for the seniors was Chloe Spreen with 15.
With that, we will take a break, give our crew a chance to hydrate, visit the concession stand and the hospitality room. We will be back in approximately 20 minutes, pretty much right at 8 o'clock on the nose for the boys game, juniors versus seniors, and the final chance for Flory Bidunga to play in front of his adopted hometown crowd here in Kokomo. For Rob Moorhead and our entire ISC Sports Network crew, this is Greg Rakestraw. Goodbye for now from Kokomo. Junior girls beat their senior counterparts 83-80. We thank you for watching on ISC.
Great job, partner.